this video I'll talk about the layers of Earth. So basically what we'll be looking at if we were to cut the Earth into half, what are the different parts that make up the Earth. So first we have the crust. Beneath the crust we have the mantle. Beneath the mantle we have the core. So first the outer core, and then we have the inner core. So those are different layers. Now they're not all the same size. So for example, the first layer is the crust. Now, the crust is very important, and it's about 30 kilometers thick. And the crust is mainly rocks. Right? So we find rocks either as continental crust, so this would be rocks we find on land, or it's the rocks in the bottom of the ocean, and that would be called oceanic crust. So two different crusts, the continental crust and the oceanic crust. Basically, it's the rocky part that we stand on. Now that's about 30 kilometers thick. Next in line is the mantle. And the mantle, it says right here, is about 2,900 kilometers thick. So again, much thicker than the crust. The crust is like your skin, very thin layer. Next comes the mantle, which is much thicker. And the majority of your mass of your Earth is actually in the mantle itself. Now the mantle is very hot rocks. So hot that we call it magma. So what's in the mantle, we call it magma. And this magma is hot, solid rock, but this magma can actually move. And that's going to be important, and we'll discuss in a different video. Right? The mantle, it's about 1,000 degrees in there. It's very hot, and that means these rocks will be able to move. Now, next in line after the mantle, which contains the magma, is the core. And remember, the core is separated into two different bits, so the outer and the inner core. The outer core is actually made up of, again, thickness-wise, about 5,000 kilometers thick, right? So pretty thick as well. Now this is made up of, the outer core is made up of liquid, nickel, and iron. So it's liquid, the outer core. Now the inner core is actually going to be solid. So it's solid nickel and iron. The reason why the inner core is actually solid is because of all that pressure that presses down. All that pressure makes the inner core solid. Right? But those are your different layers. Now we've got about 1,000 degrees for the mantle. In terms of temperature, we have about 3,500 for the outer core, and we have about 4,500 for the inner core. So it gets really, really hot in the inner core. And that's going to be important in terms of how tectonic plates work. But that's the different layers of the Earth.